August 7, 1967, Quangtri Province, Vietnam. Sergeant Mitchell Townsend pressed his face against his M14 rifle. His fingers traced the crude, unauthorized copper coil wrapped around the gas system. It was a 0.75 modification that defied every Marine Corps protocol. For weeks, the North Vietnamese Army, NVA, had been picking off Marines with the superior Russian-made Dragunov SVD rifles. They were engaging U.S. troops from distances once thought untouchable, well beyond the M14's effective range of 500 meters. This range gap was a silent, psychological killer. Townsend, a black Marine from segregated Mississippi who excelled in math and physics, had seen enough men die. His spotter, Lance Corporal Franklin Riley, was terrified. "They'll court-martial you for damaging government property." Townsend ignored him. Through his scope, he located the enemy sniper team, 800 meters away. Artillery would be too late. Dozens of Marines were moving through the valley below, walking into a killing field. Townsend settled his breath, focused on the NVA sniper, and replied, "Watch me." Townsend's background was as unusual as his solution. Born in segregated Mississippi, his father instilled a belief that excellence could not be denied. Townsend excelled in physics and ballistics, skills deemed irrelevant by a system that rarely promoted black Marines into specialized roles like scout sniper. Yet, excellence was exactly what the situation demanded. Between January and June 1967, the Marines lost 17 men to ghost rounds, bullets that seemed to come from nowhere. The enemy SVD could fire accurately out to 800 meters. The American M14 could not reliably reach past 500 meters. This 300-meter gap was a death sentence. Townsend was temporarily assigned to the scout sniper platoon. He witnessed the devastating range gap firsthand when 5 Marines were killed by snipers 700 meters away, while he and Riley could only observe and wait for slow artillery. Townsend focused on his rifle's gas system. The M14 uses gas from the fired cartridge to cycle the action, prioritizing reliability over velocity. Townsend theorized that by restricting the gas bleed-off with a simple copper wire regulator, more energy would remain behind the bullet, increasing its velocity and thus its effective range. The trade-off: reduced reliability and a high risk of court-martial. He acquired the copper wire for 75 cents and performed the surgical modification by flashlight, fueled by the memory of 5 dead Marines. On the morning of August 7th, intelligence confirmed a major NVA buildup. Townsend and Riley took observation post 3. By midday, 500 Marines were visible in the valley below, unaware they were exposed. At 14:38 hours, Riley spotted it. 6 NVA soldiers establishing positions on the North Ridge, 2 of them carrying the distinctive Dragunovs. Range, 820 meters. Riley radioed command, but the response was immediate. Negative on engagement. Range is beyond your capability. Air support is 20 minutes out. Townsend watched through his scope. The NVA snipers were in position, weapons trained on the exposed Marine columns. The moment of decision arrived. "They said no engagement because they think we can't hit them from here," Townsend said calmly, settling the modified M14. "They don't know what this rifle can do now." Townsend held his breath and squeezed the trigger. The modified M14 roared with a sharper report and a fierce recoil. Through the scope, Townsend watched the lead NVA sniper at 820 meters suddenly jerk backward and collapse. Riley, stunned, immediately snapped into action. "Hit! Target down! Second sniper moving!" Townsend worked the action, already feeling the stiffness from the restricted gas system, a sign of the trade-off. He acquired his second target and fired again. Another hit. The remaining NVA scattered. Townsend fired a third shot at an NVA machine gunner at 860 meters. A third hit. Riley was shouting into the radio, attempting to explain the impossible to skeptical officers. In just moments, Townsend's rifle had neutralized the entire sniper threat, forcing the NVA to retreat and saving hundreds of Marines in the valley below. Back at Combat Outpost Eagle, Townsend was immediately confronted. Staff Sergeant Cunningham demanded the rifle, noticing the copper wire. "You modified a service weapon without authorization." In the command bunker, Major Bradford questioned him relentlessly. Townsend explained his theory in precise, technical language, restricting the gas bleed-off to increase velocity and range. Townsend's reward for saving 500 Marines was disciplinary action. But the proof was undeniable. A documented kill at 820 meters with an M14. Morrison and Bradford, seeing the potential, chose to ignore the violation. Instead, they recognized the innovation. Townsend's work led to a fundamental official reconsideration of Marine Corps sniper doctrine and equipment. The simple field modification proved the M14 had the potential to be a long-range weapon. Though Townsend's name was initially lost to bureaucracy, his modification becoming an official development. Credited to Army evaluators, his action secured a permanent advantage. It changed how the Marines fought, closed the lethal range gap, and ultimately saved thousands of lives in the months that followed. Mitchell Townsend, the Black Marine who used physics and a 0.75 wire to beat the enemy's best weapon, proved that when lives are on the line, ingenuity trumps regulation.